everybody. Hello, welcome to another episode of our Shot of Reviews. As Stu reads my notes, I am the host, Jarrell.
Hello, Father.
Yeah, my kid wrote that on there. I am the host, Jarrell, and with me is I am the sexy host, Jarrell. And with me is my...
The fugly.
Why do you call yourself that? I was going to say something nice. The repulsive co-host I have is Stu.
Big League Stu.
Big League Stu. And I got... wait a minute. We're missing someone here. Snarky Mark will not be making it here tonight. He's one of the members of the soon-to-be married crew, which means he has to do all kinds of marriage, what is that called? Like preparations and dinner with the future in-laws and everything like that. But don't worry, you guys out there. I have a fill-in for him.
Host?
I have a fill-in for him. We got the lovely Kalinda here.
Hi.
Good friend of mine. Kalinda, we'll get to who you are actually later.
Okay.
Everything like that. But let me tell you about out here what we do.
It's a very special show, too.
Yeah.
I heard. I don't
On
know
this
why,
show,
but I heard it's special.
It's different than other shows.
But what we got in keeping the same vein is what we do on the show is we kick back, talk about like albums that came out, and we give our reviews, knock down some drinks, take some shots, all through the courteousness of Little John, who we'll introduce in a little bit. But first, let me get to where we're recording right now. We're recording at the Seacoast Tavern in Raritan, New Jersey. Nice little quiet bar. Hopefully this time around, because last week was a little louder. But it's a nice quiet bar. You can come in,
Dogs.
play some pool, see some dogs,
Yelling people.
yelling people. If there's a local sporting team on, it might get a little rowdy. But it definitely gets rowdy when they have a band play here, which I want to. Our good friends at Chernobyl Disaster, local punk band from Branchburg, they're actually doing a show here on January 2nd. January 2nd, as a Saturday. So if you're not doing anything and you want to see a great band, drink some cheap beers, and not even pay a dime because it's a free cover.
You might even see me.
You might even see the Big League Stew there. But you'll definitely see Jarrell there in the pit because this place is so goddamn small, but they still managed to have like a pit and crowd surfing go on in there. It's fucking phenomenal. Great food, which Stu's about to sample one of their foods
nice,
here.
the most expensive thing on the menu.
Yeah, because Stu's a big baller. He
Yes.
can ball out like that.
They
got
cheese steak.
Uh-oh. Straight from Philadelphia.
It's
Delivered-
cheese and
delivered here.
steak.
Yes. They have no... Explain to them what that is. You're acting like this is some, gourmet meal you're having. What is the cheese steak he speaks of?
It's kind of like a French dip,
Uh-huh.
but there's cheese on it.
Oh, what kind of cheese? Melted?
And no au jus.
Oh. What do you like better, like the... We're getting off topic. What do you like better, like the cheese whiz or like just slice of cheese on your cheesesteaks?
Ooh, you know what? Going to Philly, I really like the cheese whiz.
I don't like that as much.
I like the
It's
whiz.
too gooey. What are you, Kalinda? What do you like?
I think it depends on the day, but I feel like in Philly, it's got to be the cheese whiz.
Yeah,
Just like the
yeah, it's
sauce.
That's
Yeah.
the way it
Still
is,
in
yeah.
there.
Yeah, it has to be the whiz.
I feel like that's the case because when I go there in Philly, I'm like, let me get them without the cheese. But they look at me like everything fucking stops in that fucking.
They're like, without
kitchen.
cheese?
What? You want it without cheese whiz? Where the fuck are you from? And it's like Jersey.
No, they do give you the option, like provolone.
I know.
or
I take the
American.
provolone every time. That's when
All
that's
right,
when
yeah, I could see
literally the
provolone.
city stops because they heard someone
What,
actually order something
They're
different.
like, oh, we have that? I think
What?
it's in the back under some boxes.
Yeah, I got to move some boxes out the way in the back and find that provolone cheese. I hope it's not rancid by now. But anyway, let's get back to what we do. So normally what we do is we review albums that came out in the past few weeks, but this week we're going to do something a little different. This week we're doing albums that we're thankful for, being that Thanksgiving is coming up. We figured it'd be a good time. Stu had a good idea of like, hey, why don't we just review like classic albums? And I said, wait a minute, Thanksgiving is coming up. Good time that we all will review an album that we're truly thankful for that exists. So, Kalinda, hopefully you can think of something. Since I remember I texting you, you're like, I don't know if I can think of that.
You told me I didn't have to think of one. I said if I didn't think of one,
You
it would
didn't
be
have to think of
okay.
one? You don't have a classic album? You didn't come up with one?
I did not.
Get on your phone
I
right
did
now.
not. I got
Get
like
on
a
your phone right
genre
now.
of music. I don't have a particular album. That,
No, you can't do a
that impacts
genre
me
of
that
music.
much.
You need
I'm
a
sorry.
particular album.
Yeah, well, don't you listen
Get
to
on your phone right now.
I remember you were talking about MXPX. This is an example. Don't you have that album? Like one of their albums?
I do, but
Can you give... It doesn't have to be the best. It has to be one of, like your favorite albums?
Well, now I feel like I'm on the spot. 'Cause
No,
I
we'll-
really didn't think of one.
That's why we're not doing it right away. That gives
Okay.
you a whole like show to think of something, and then we'll do ours first, and then if you haven't done anything, no big deal. It's just great to have you here because
Because you needed a third person.
we like it. We like having 3 people. We're gonna try for 4.
Nah,
but it's
you're
cool.
Clinda anyway.
It's Clinda. You're
Yeah.
a great friend of mine who, and we'll tell you why we have her. But we can't forget our main our mascot. We got to introduce him, the great and all powerful Little John, who lets us know when it's time to take shots, and whenever he gives that call, we have to knock back some shots. And tonight we're gonna be doing some what?
Rubbleman.
What- No, it's not
Oh, Black
Rumpleman.
House.
It's Black House. Black
Sorry.
House.
Black
yeah,
House.
Yeah,
Come
yeah.
up again.
So without further ado, let's take some shots of that. Yeah, so feel free to drink that at home if you do, or whatever.
That is
you have.
good.
Whenever you hear Little John say that, it's time for shots. Take some shots.
I like the Black House.
Yeah, it's good. It's good.
It's very tasty.
Yeah, I can
100
do.
proof,
Yeah,
she said?
I think so, dude.
Woo!
This show might not be that great, you guys. It's 100 proof, but we'll have a good time. That's all that matters. So, Clinda is a good friend of my wife's, and I met you about, 5 years ago at that Halloween party you threw?
Probably. I think.
And over the years, you come by, you're a great friend.
You keep saying that. I feel like you're going to ask for a favor.
Yeah. Can I borrow your car? No. No, it's we have a lot of exciting adventures together, and I'm really happy that you came out tonight. So, how you been?
I've been pretty good.
Yeah.
Yep. I was in a powerlifting competition last weekend.
Yeah, you're
Oh,
a
I saw that on
weightlifter, yeah.
Facebook as well.
Yeah, I got second place, so I was pretty excited.
So you're like one of those like bodybuilding like ladies that we've seen like all like glistening with like sweat and it's like rah, just dropping like dumbbells like they're nothing, right?
My
Exactly
cousin's
like
a
that.
power lifter as well. She's a woman as well, and
That's awesome.
she does lifting.
It's fun. It was exciting. There was a decent sized crowd.
Okay, cool. Well, you were actually doing something tonight. You were going to be going to something called a sushi battle. Now, what is a sushi battle? Because when I think of that, I think of like
I
you
want
and your.
food. Is
she
there
was-
food? There's got to be food involved.
She was
Yes,
saying
yes,
her and her
sushi.
mom were
You're
going
not
to do
just
that.
throwing the sushi. You're
I
eating
thought that was
it.
what it was. You guys sword fighting with like cold fish and like throwing like wasabi in each other's eyes
That
and
sounds
shit.
pretty awesome, but
Yeah.
not something I would do with my mom.
Okay.
It
Oh.
was. I don't know. He's trying to have like a show or something,
cheesesteak.
and he has sushi chefs make
Thank
different sushis, and everybody
I'm
in
good
the
on the
audience
ketchup.
gets to vote on them.
Who's he?
No,
Some
I'll be
guy
alright.
that I bought a thing off of on Groupon.
Uh huh.
So today's got canceled, but we went to one last month, and it was some of the best sushi I ever had. It was a really good time.
Okay, so it's like it's like a sushi trying. You just like tasting different sushi. What do you like? What you hate?
Yeah, basically, and then you get to judge everybody, and then by the end you all pick a winner.
You're ugly. You're fat.
No, just on the sushi.
Oh, okay.
Just on the sushi.
Gotcha.
I love the all-you-can-eat sushi in Somerville as well.
I know you
Yes.
do. I don't like sushi. I like
So
my
good.
fish cooked.
You ever eat there?
We used to go to the one, but now we go to the other one because it's better.
What other one?
There's Kumo.
Uh-oh.
It's not on Division,
Oh,
but
here
it's
these
like
guys
right
go.
next to Division. You park in the same
Really?
place,
It's an
better.
all-you-can-eat sushi
Yep.
place.
Yes,
Wow.
yes. We have one
There's
main
two.
street with
There's
multiple
two
all-you-can-eat
sushi places.
ridiculous.
Oh shit.
I'm gonna explode.
I like my fish cooked, so I don't know why you guys like that cold ass fish, but and the wasabi's too
Delicious.
hot, so it's like a fucking oxymoron for me when I put it in my mouth.
Right? It's just too
Like,
confusing.
It's just too cold.
Too
It's
much.
just too hot. I don't know what the fuck's going on. But
But if we're talking about Sushi Palace, can also say that Yestercades is open again.
yeah, let's plug that real quick
Yeah.
too.
All my
Somerville.
friends have been
If you
talking
ever
about
go
that.
to Somerville,
Yeah,
New
Yost
Jersey,
Kids is open again.
it's an arcade in Somerville. Just hang out there, like very very retro, except for the prices and all. But
What?
What can you do?
$20 a day? It ain't that bad.
yeah, I'm talking about when we were at Lads, just pumping quarters in the machines. Now,
I
Oh,
mean, if you were as
yeah.
bad at video games as I was, $20 per day is pretty good.
yeah, I hear you. Yeah, it's cool. So Somerville is a great place to do. Is there anything that you want to plug, Clinda, being on the show? Anything that you want people to go to more, or anything you're into? What are
No.
like your hobbies that you say? Oh, you guys should do some like Tough Mother things. Because I know you're into that thing.
Oh, yeah, I'm starting to get back into those in the new year, but this is the winter, so we don't generally run them in the winter. 'Cause
Okay.
It's cold. Yes.
Stu, would you ever do a Tough Mudder competition? You know what those are?
Yes, if I was in 5K shape.
Tough Mudders are 10
I'm
miles.
not in shape.
They're not 5K.
So he can do half of it at least.
How many miles is it?
10 to 12. 5K is only 3.
If I was in that shape, though, shape to run a 5K, yeah, but you run a 5K fast. You want to do it.
it's
You
okay.
want to do it in at least 25 minutes.
Yeah,
And-
maybe.
Oh, I never have.
No.
Nope. Even when I was at my best, I got 30 minutes on a 5K. But the
All
Tough
right.
Mudders is a totally different experience. And you guys should both come out and do one with me. It'd be super fun.
Yeah.
I used to run cross country, so.
Then you turn like 7, and then you let yourself go, right? I don't know. It's just
I'm
when
eating a
when
cheesesteak
I don't
right
I don't
now.
like.
Don't make me talk.
Let's
about that.
plug the cheesesteak now. Jesus, man. Like the thing, like I don't like getting dirty, and I don't like running. So it's like
Oh.
unless like I'm
So that
being
would be
chased by
super fun
something,
for
or
you.
just or it's like something money I'm running towards, or
Well, there's the zombie ones. You could run
Okay.
away from the zombies.
all right. So they're real zombies. So I don't.
They're
I don't,
actual zombies.
I
They'll
don't
eat
play
your
that
brains if they
bullshit,
catch
you
you.
know. Because if it's fake, I'm like, oh, this is bullshit. I'm not running. But if it's a fucking real zombie, I'm out, motherfucker. You know. I wanted to talk about Walking Dead real quick, but instead of that, we'll kind of segue that into my other point. So I want to tell you what I'm doing. Actually, we might talk about it before, but I'm actually trying to get a press pass for Comic-Con in San Diego. So we're
Might
sending in some
happen.
forums, everything like that.
Oh,
We
awesome.
never know. You
Might
never know.
happen.
It might happen. Sending in some forums to get on the press list. You know, and I know that you've actually been to a Comic-Con before, but not the San Diego one. You've been to the
I
one, the
went
New
to
York
New
one.
York 2 years ago.
So even though it's like it's not the exact same thing, what can we actually expect from a Comic-Con, and what did you go to see?
Well, I went on a Saturday, so
Right.
there are tons and tons of people,
Uh-huh.
that's the reason I go. I like to see all the cosplay,
Right.
so I got to see all the people dressed up. The people I went with are really big into cosplay, so they had a lot of their picture was taken a ton.
What did
which
you
was
go as
fun.
though?
That year, I was a purple minion,
Okay.
so which a lot of people got, which is different than what I experienced for Halloween this year. Different
Yeah.
costumes for Comic-Con than Halloween.
Yeah, obviously.
But I mean, there were a lot of good panels. You just have to know ahead of time what you want to go to because the lines are ridiculous.
Okay.
Like,
So what would you suggest a person does? Like, say we get the press pass, and I want to interview say Zack Snyder. What would be my game plan for that? I know that's a
figure out
fucking
where he's gonna be,
Yeah.
and then get there.
Okay.
Um,
So what did you do? Like when you wanted to go to a specific panel, like how
I
did you
didn't
know where
get
it
to any
was?
panels.
Oh, you didn't?
No, they'll give you a schedule ahead of time, so you know
Okay.
who's doing what on what days. We stood in a really long line to get some autographs, which was actually kind of cool. But yeah,
Are the
there was a
long lines
lot
worth
of
it though?
I guess they are. Like, for
Yeah?
me, it was really just, hey, this is totally new, and I'm looking at all the cool stuff. But my friends I was with, they were really excited. We were in line for Felicia Day. While we were in line for her, on one side was the Green Ranger, and
Okay.
he was just playing up his audience the whole time. He's, like, running up and down, giving people high fives. So it wasn't boring. But
What's the Green Ranger? Is that from like Power?
from Power
Power?
Rangers.
Ugh.
Yeah, I'm not sure why
Yeah.
he was still so big, but he was, like, one of the coolest guys there because of his level of enthusiasm.
And it was the actual one from the show?
I think so.
Maybe
yeah.
that's why it was, because maybe that's impressive, but I fucking
I don't
hate that show.
There was another
Right.
line. Hulk Hogan was there, and that year basically nobody cared
Really?
because he's old.
But it's Hulk Hogan, man. If I met that guy,
I never did Power Rangers.
you never did
This
him?
dude just got
I
over.
never got into it.
But you would.
No,
if
I
you-
just finished my
if
cheesesteak.
you fucking saw
actually.
Hulk Hogan, you would make
That
a
was
big
delicious.
You make
I
a
was
big deal.
mesmerized by cheesesteak goodness.
deal. They might have
That's
cheesesteaks
fair.
at Comic Con, maybe. Did they have cheesesteaks there for my friends too?
I
That was
really don't remember what the
delicious
food was
cheesesteak.
like. I don't think they
Did they have a
cheesesteaks,
cheesesteak
so
panel?
I do not think so.
You can stand in line and get an
No.
autograph from a cheesesteak. No, I don't know. It's less. If I went to a Comic Con, which I hope I could go to this one, or even the New York one, either way they're cool. Like what I'm really into is like comic strips. Like
Okay.
I'm not into comic books. Obviously, I like TV shows and movies, shit like that. Like I want to meet like
You
Zack
big
Snyder.
Far Side fan?
Yeah, I would love to meet Gary Larson.
Yes, yes.
I
Love
don't
to.
think he's ever gonna come out to one.
Yeah, I
He
love to
retired
meet.
a long time ago.
I love to meet Bill Watterson, who does the Calvin and Hobbes thing, but he's a recluse anyway, so I wouldn't meet him. I love to dig up fucking Charles Schultz like grave and meet him, who does.
Yeah,
Snoopy.
a lot of them are already passed away.
Yeah.
That's where we're at.
So
Yeah,
A lot of
basically,
them.
Jerome
That's
needs
a whole
seance,
genre
not
with
a-
people
not
that
a
are
Comic-Con.
passed away.
I need a seance. She said, like, to fucking like get like the pentagram and all that shit and erect them. But I don't know. It's just that's what I'm really into. Like
Yeah.
when I get into that nerd culture, like
Drell the necromancer.
yeah, like I don't know if you guys remember this, but I used to like my favorite thing about Sunday mornings is the fucking when the paper would come and it's like boom on the fucking like stoop,
Yeah.
thick as hell. I
Yeah.
just thumb through that whole shit for the fucking funnies that they call them wherever
My
you're
parents
from.
still save them for me when I come home.
The
Every
funnies,
once in a while, yeah.
they're not
I'll
as
sit
long
down and
anymore.
read
There's like
'em.
a page now. When I was a kid, they were like maybe like 2 or 3 pages of cartoons,
Maybe
and they're
you're
being
getting the wrong
color.
one.
Oh, okay, maybe I am.
I don't know.
We
I
don't
like
read
them.
newspapers anymore anyway nowadays.
There's a lot of online comic strips that are good too, and
I
I think
should
you're going
do
to see
that.
more of those at the Comic Con.
I should find a new one like to get into. Like the stuff that's still going that I read is like Blondie or maybe definitely not Family Circus because that shit blows. But
Do you like Pearls Before Swine?
maybe I don't remember
I like
what that's
that.
about.
Oh,
Some that have titles I don't remember. Like excuse me, like
I don't think
Better
that's a
or
title.
Worse. I used to read that all the
You
time.
hardly drank any beer.
I know. I'm just
How you
gabbing.
How
I'm,
you belching?
I'm gabbing. I'm gabbing. And I think I got the contact high from your like cheese stick. Made me burp.
Dude, that cheesesteak was delicious.
I'm glad you liked it,
They
man.
hooked it up. I think they hooked it up because they know we're doing a podcast.
We're talking about their site, their building. Why we whispering?
I think they were like, we gotta hook that cheesesteak up. Serious.
All right. So should we continue? Anything like Stu doesn't want to go to Comic Con apparently.
No,
If
I do want to go to Comic
doesn't.
Con. Oh my god!
Oh, now
why
you're gonna-
are you
now you're
trying to
gonna- now you're gonna backpedal.
You're trying to pawn off everybody else. You're using my name
Listen
on the
to last
letter.
week's show. He didn't want to go.
Use my name on the letter to send to them.
All right. Why didn't you
So-
want to go last week? Remember? If you
Because I
listen
wanted
last-
to give Mark the opportunity.
And
to
he wanted to give you the
slide in,
opportunity.
and he didn't even really want to.
'cause- yeah.
So
Wait, I thought you guys were a 3-man show. You wouldn't all go?
I don't want to like. I don't want to like.
We're going to- we're
take
going
my
to.
welcome too much. So I was like, let me just bring 2 people. I don't want to be like, oh, I got to get an interviewer. I got to get a cameraman, and I got another guy to hold a boom mic. I get another
he's
person.
a creative.
I don't want to be like taking advantage
He comes
of
up with creative ideas.
You read that really well. I trained him. Say it again. Why am I awesome? All right. So yeah, so he didn't want to go, but it's no big deal. If we don't get to go to that one, that you're saying the New York one is fun, right?
Yeah, I'm
Fun
saying, like, I know it's a totally different experience from what I hear, but if you don't get it, go to New York. It's like 2 feet away from where we live.
yeah. I'm just
Yeah,
been
I'm
to New York
not
many
excited
times.
about paying for a plane trip.
You can drive there if you want. I'll
That'll
fly.
take, like, a week.
You can drive though. You can drive if you want. I'll fly.
All right.
We could take another flight on United and get free tickets.
Yes,
I'll,
yes.
I'll just drive there.
Let's
Do you want to
plug-
ride back? I'll be like, yeah, you know, he's trying to cancel that plane trip, and you know.
No,
I'll
I'd
give you a
rather
ride
fly
back.
than fucking ride like for 5 days back
with me.
with anybody.
You guys are gonna
Shit.
kill each other by the end of that trip.
We're
Because I know you're gonna cheap out on the hotel room and get like the tiniest space possible.
Well, we're not
after being
doing-
gone for
we'll
a
be
week.
sleeping in the same
Sleep in
twin
the
bed.
van.
We're not doing no hostels
We'll be
again,
like,
man.
We'll be like the all tight.
You weren't there for the
Same
hostel
twin bed.
experience we had in New Orleans, man.
Yeah, that
Oh,
was,
you stayed at a hostel? All
Yeah.
right, I don't even want to know.
usually I'm a fan of hostels.
You
but
got a
there
cot?
Wasn't enough beds for the two of
It
you.
wasn't
Yeah.
in a bed, it was a cot.
3 beds and 4 people, but still that wasn't enough. Like,
No, they were like college dorm beds.
yeah. It really makes you realize how old you are when we couldn't even handle that. Like, oh, where's the room service in this motherfucker?
Well, that's your fault for staying in a hostel.
It is our fault.
It was nice and cheap. I'd do it again.
Okay, so
Honestly.
obviously I'm old.
Yeah.
You must have gotten a
Well,
whole bed.
We're
My
all
boyfriend
30
said the same
somethings.
thing.
You got a
Jay
whole bed.
refuses to go to a hostel.
She
Okay.
got a whole bed.
You're
I
you're
did. I didn't bring my significant other. I got to have a whole bed to myself.
Oh,
That's how you do
significant
it.
other. That's kind of romantic.
I should-
Being that
All
close.
4 of us were in the same room,
yes.
so it's not that romantic when they're squished
Yeah,
on
we
a bed
could
together.
we could not bone at all with the 2 of them there. It was our good friend Rob, Glenda had their own beds, and then it was me and my wife just crammed into this one bed together. And then the weird thing is when you open the door like hits the bed. That's how small the place is.
So bad.
It's a fucking closet, dude. And the bathroom's down the hall, obviously. So it's like fuck this, but all in all, I would love to go back to New Orleans again.
Oh, definitely.
We're actually trying to do
100%.
that next New Year's Eve. Would you be down?
I keep hearing different things about that. I would consider it.
I
I
heard.
don't remember telling you about that. I'm sorry.
No, that's okay. Because I know there was different plans. So
Well, we were gonna go in April, but I got too much shit going on.
Yeah.
So I'm like, and then people couldn't go. So I'm like, I'll just make it next New Year's Eve. I know it's a long time from now, but there's no way
Big
reason.
commitment. I also don't know if I want to be there on New Year's Eve after being there for Halloween because it's so crowded,
Yeah.
which is awesome, but also like crowded.
Well, you have, unlike today's podcast, you have a lot of time to think about it.
That's
you
true.
know?
Yeah,
Okay.
I'm not
I
making any
was
headway
hearing Little John in the distance.
I don't hear him. I had to
No,
put him.
but-
I had to put him back in the cage because he's not even like ponying
No,
up for these like shots.
I heard him in
He doesn't
the
pay
distance.
for any of this. So
I heard him in the distance. Should I be prepared though?
yeah, fine. Well, yeah. Let's prepare because I gotta ask. We gotta switch to our how was your week thing going.
How's my week?
Don't tell me now. Come back and tell me your week. I'll ask Linda first. There he goes.
Is he gonna take these?
Our lovely, our big lush. And he is now. He's like, oh shit, I forgot. There he goes. He's not an alcoholic. He just loves drinking and he cannot
He's
stop.
really good at it.
That's not alcoholism at all. So, we're gonna talk about how was your. Other than that, your week went well. You lifted weights.
Yeah.
Work going well.
I have a lot of stuff going on at work right now. It's a little bit crazy, but I love my job, so it's okay. Plus, next week is short, so that's good.
Awesome.
I'm hosting Thanksgiving next week.
Oh, we're in the same town. Maybe I might swing by. Well, I'll try to. You're actually living with my what we call it, my cousin-in-law.
I don't even.
Is
it's
that a thing?
complicated. I think he's your cousin-in-law,
Yeah.
but they're not really cousins. Her mom's his cousin.
That still makes you
it's
cousins, right?
complicated. I don't know.
I don't know. Thank you. You. Stu,
Magical booze fairy.
how was your before we knock down these drinks? How was your weekend or your week?
My week was excellent. I spent it working.
The party don't stop with this guy, man.
Yes.
Well,
Oh wait. Well, I did,
you
I,
had something interesting.
I
Okay.
did.
Tell me.
It'll work up to it.
Yeah, he's thinking about it.
I did see a plan in action. Cheese Puff Death Crunch has since broken up.
Oh, we
And-
got the interview with him at least. That's good.
Yes, and I did see a start of a new band to replace Cheese Puff Death Crunch.
Is it another food like snack name or
No,
no? Weak.
no name yet.
No
But-
name yet.
but
That's a
they're
good
working
name.
on it.
So it could be.
It's no name yet. That
They're
should be the
working
band.
on it.
Okay. Well, here's what I went through this weekend, and I want you guys to tell me if you guys agree or have been in a situation. I know you're a perpetrator for doing these kind of things, Clinda. Am I right? I went to a friend's house from work for a sleepover, and he's actually living with his girlfriend, and they spent the whole night basically like smooching and making out in front of me and shit. They had good food there. I won't complain. I'll get to that in a second. But my big complaint was there's way too much like PDA happening during our whole my whole thing. Him, girlfriend, me, 3 people, and then every time I leave the room, like, oh, he's like, oh, can I get a beer? He's like, yeah, it's in the fridge in the beer room. Excellent bar he built, by the way, in the spare bedroom. Go get a beer, come back. You hear like lip smacking and shit like that. Come in and they like kind of break up, and I'm like, oh, you gotta chill out with the kissing when I'm. You don't have to do that when I leave the room. They're like, no, we're gonna still. She's like, we're gonna still make out. Then, his girlfriend is Australian, which is pretty awesome.
Yeah.
But at the same time, it's just like way too much PDA. So literally, they're like after dinner, they're like just in the kitchen, and I'm in the kitchen too, like just trying to figure out what to do. I don't want to waste my Wi-Fi or waste my my phone. I had to bring my charger, so I can't just go on Facebook and just like do that too much. But they're just like kissing up a storm in the fucking by the stove and shit. I'm like, and then the girl's like, I think we're making Drill uncomfortable. I'm like, yes, but you still don't. But yet you don't stop. And she's like, I'm not gonna stop. Just making out. It's like, I fucking hate when couples do that shit. Like, not that it's like I think it's more of jealousy on my part. I don't know. It's like
But
It's all right
being
when it's
single.
you.
it's like, dude, like
It's all right if it's you.
I don't like to do that in front of
I've
people
never
though.
seen him do that.
I don't do that though. And like obviously her boyfriend who's my coworker and a good friend of mine, he was very drunk off the whiskey and the booze and the hits of a pot and all that stuff. But it was just like he was going. It's almost like he was like, yeah, this is mine. Fuck you gonna do about it? Like he's rubbing it in my face, and she's like, yeah, I'm his. And
Well, how long have they been together?
oh, it's an really interesting story how that happened. Basically, this is a Gwen Stefani, Blake Shelton situation where they both broke up with their significant other when they met each other and got together.
Okay.
And I was like, that's pretty fucked up, man. And then he was like, yeah, but I met the one. I love her. And then she broke up with her husband, whatever, and then they moved in together. And I'm like, already? Fucking crazy. But I don't want to judge in case you're watching. Unless in case you're listening, Mike, I'm not judging you at all. Because I asked him to listen to the show. I don't want to get more listeners and shit. But still, regardless, it's like that's how they got together. It's very newlywed stage right now.
Okay.
But it's just like, I'm fucking here, dude. Come on, can this wait? And they're like, oh, if we end up fucking tonight, like, which is gonna happen, like, I can't. I'm sure my boyfriend can be quiet, but I can't speak for myself. That's what she said. And it's like, okay, I guess I'll be cool with that. Actually, all I heard in the morning, because the way the story ends, he got way too drunk, and we had to try to force him into the bedroom because he was sleeping on my couch where I was going to sleep. And you had to, it's like dead weight. You pick him up, he had a big shit-eating grin on his face and just fall over again. Eventually, he went to bed, and then I'm like, it's going to happen. I can feel it. But I'm like, no, he's too hammered. It's not going to happen. Whiskey dick.
Yeah.
Whiskey dick. Pray for the whiskey dick. And
Big saved your night.
sure enough, nothing happened. But the next morning, they were like giggling and laughing, and all I heard, and then I heard like, ugh, and that was it. I'm like, they probably fucked.
Yeah.
When you hear that satisfied male like grunt, you know that sound. When you're trying to hold it,
I don't do one. It's more of a
you know that sound
progressive
too, right? When
small
you're like,
grunt.
ugh,
There's no. I don't have a finished grunt.
you don't say anything.
I don't have a finish it.
You don't. There it is.
Ugh.
That's what I say.
Yeah.
I say, boom. There goes dynamite.
Booyah! Boosh!
I once said, "Here it comes." I said that.
Here it comes.
Yeah.
No, I think I've said "Here it comes" before too.
My
so
first
it's
and last
alright.
time titty fucking a girl to completion. I said, "Here it comes."
Well, I mean, I guess that's fair warning.
And
Yeah,
that
it's fair
situation.
warning. Yeah,
Yeah.
yeah, definitely.
and sure enough, I was still in the mood after that. But my first pearl necklace. Where is it? Yes. A shot for that. I know you were waiting. You'll figure this all out in post, Clinda, in case you're wondering.
I'm just gonna stare
What the fuck's
at
going
it
on?
and kind of know what's going on.
But speaking of getting off and shit, real quick before we get to the music news, I was as you know, I have 2 kids, and it's kind of getting expensive now for me. So I'm actually considering becoming a donor.
I thought you
What
were
do
going
you-
to a
Blood
totally
donor.
different place with that.
A blood donor.
And different kind of fluid.
What? Oh, a sperm donor.
Yes. What do you feel about that, as the males too? Like, would you want someone to pay you to jerk off?
Oh,
Oh, you're
yes.
thinking about it. That was a no-brainer for me when I first
Yeah.
realized. I actually tried to do this
Wait,
like
you're gonna pay me for what?
I tried to do this like 10 years ago, but it was so much fucking red tape. But now the internet is where it is now.
They want to know everything about you, though.
That's the problem. Yeah, yeah.
They want to know everything about you.
Yeah, because
And I'm
whoever's
sorry,
picking
you
that
may have
wants
you
to know.
you
Let him rant first.
just you may have done harmful things to your body that could damage your chromosomal reproduction system, such as LSD or ecstasy
Maybe.
or
Not saying myself, but yes.
or any sort of methamphetamine and anything like that could have damaged your chromosomal reproductive
exactly.
stuff.
But that's
that
why you
goes
say
into that little spermie before it comes out.
that's why you say no when they ask you that. I said I answered the questions perfectly because I actually went ahead and did it. I found a place in New Jersey.
You were like, no, I never did LSD.
Yeah, all this stuff. It's not. It's only 30 minutes away from here. So I'm like,
They probably didn't specify
all right.
that.
Like
though.
I'm really like the thing that's about me is I've become more into like doing that shit in like public places, so to speak, like
What,
getting the
sex in
semen
public
out of
places?
getting the semen out of my penis
You masturbate in public places?
sometime. So I thought it was
no.
like
I don't think you want to go to the airport to fly to San Diego with him now.
Yeah, no. And definitely not sitting
you can't
here.
masturbate on this plane. I thought this
I'll
was
be on
third
the
class.
same flight. That's fine.
you want a separate
You're
plane,
not
right?
gonna- You're not going to jerk off and then sleep on my shoulder.
Separate plane for you, I guess. No, it's just like I guess like I've been lately like into like not into, but I remember when I asked you, have you ever like beat off at work before because you were bored?
No, I've
And you
never
said
beat
no.
off at work.
And I've been there. Like I'm like, dude, this job's boring. Guess I'll
I'm
go jerk off.
scratching nuts. I'll scratch the nuts. at
And then
work.
it leads to that for me.
No,
you get
no,
an
no,
itch.
no, it might get you
saying,
slightly
like-
erect, but it doesn't lead to it.
Clinton, have you ever?
You can't even speak
Ever.
on this. Have you ever masturbated at work
At work,
before?
no, I can't take that much time away from my desk.
And I'm not saying at your job now, but in your whole career of working at jobs, whether it be at you worked at the toys. I won't say the name. 'Cause I want to just I don't want to disparage the great blank company, but when you work there, you never had the urge to just like as people say, double click your mouse.
Thanks for the air quotes on that.
Yeah. My
no, I
euphemism.
probably had
yeah.
the urge. I never did it.
I
You never worked at a laundromat.
Oh yeah. They say like when you do that, it's a slippery slope.
I could see. Yeah, no, I could see that. You do it
Total
once,
pun
and then
there.
Like, every time you can take a 5-minute break. It's
Yeah.
like, whatever.
And then and the thing is nowadays, like we all have our awesome phones, so you can just find a good site. Because I'm a more visual guy, and
So
I put a good
outdated.
site on, and it's like, all right, this is awesome. Like who would have thought our ancestors paved the way for this moment where we can masturbate in like bathrooms comfortably. Anyway, so like I thought to myself,
was founded on.
it'd be the same aspect if I went to a sperm bank. I have to go in the bathroom or some secluded area, put on some movies, and then I do that. I've been dropping loads all over the fucking town and not getting paid for it. Why not get paid for it now? So I sent the thing in on Friday, and then they rejected it.
They
They said-
rejected it.
Why?
They said, you don't meet the qualification we're looking for a donor. And I felt like sad, but I thought to myself later, I'm like, wait a minute, maybe they're looking for a specific like gender, not gender, specific race.
Yes.
Yeah.
So I
That's
shouldn't be.
possible.
I should just go to other places, right? I should keep trying.
Yeah.
Or
Well,
is this kind of
they
weird?
Might all be looking for the same profile.
Everywhere I go, you think?
I don't know.
You think this
It's
is
not
weird?
your genetics are tainted. You shouldn't even be breeding.
But I want to ask you guys, as my good friends, you think this is weird
Those
that I want to do
dicks.
this? To get
No.
paid to jerk off?
I looked into donating, but it's a lot harder for chicks to do than dudes.
Donating what?
Eggs.
No,
Oh, okay.
I would think
Sperm,
I would think
obviously.
eggs. I would think eggs would go for way more than sperm.
It's a lot more complicated.
I mean,
You
I'm
have to, like,
sperm.
line
It's
up
like a million.
cycles
A
and shit,
million.
so-
Oh yeah. Okay. All right.
So if
So
I find
cost them
if I
more.
find a place too, I feel like I'm a total girl asking to go to the bathroom with me.
Aw,
But would you
jerk
go to a
off
sperm bank with me?
Yeah, I'd go to a sperm bank with you.
Okay. Oh, this is
I'd
the
get
moment.
money. I'm not gonna be in the same room jerking off with you.
Look in my eyes. It's the only way it can get me to get off.
They can put one of those hospital dividers between you, and you can
Yeah.
shout it back. Are you done yet?
Shh! Stop talking.
You never know. Redheads are in demand.
Maybe that.
I'm 2%.
I'm gonna give.
I'm 2%. I'm way minority.
If I'm gonna send you the place, and if you accept it and I don't, I'll fucking feel like shit. I tell you that right now. But
All right. Yeah,
But
but
maybe-
but then again,
There
I
might even
am
be an age thing.
my hair
you're
thing.
the same age as me though.
2%.
They didn't ask age. They asked me
They
my
really didn't
race.
ask age?
They asked me if I had done drugs before. They asked me my height. They asked me like if I have any like sexually transmitted diseases. And I thought I did the quiz well,
Yeah.
and I didn't. But whatever. Like no big deal.
Straight red hair, no less.
Yeah,
It used to before I did drugs.
you didn't.
It was like bright copper, And it all dulled.
Maybe
when
don't
I-
write it that way on the application.
Yeah, no, I can't. I can't tell him that. Obviously.
All right. You guys want to get some music news now? Yes? No? I'm going to push the button anyway. Will you please stop looking at my notes? I see you looking at them. You're going to spoil the whole thing.
I'm not trying to spoil anything.
All right, so last week we kind of touched on this topic, but I feel like we really should dive into it and take it as seriously as it is, because it could affect where way things are going from now on. And Clint, it's good to have you here to weigh in on this whole thing. So, from the RollingStone.com, I got this article, and it says, "Will the Paris attacks change constant security?" So it's not clear how armed assassins were able to storm the Bataclan and murder
Vatican?
Bataclan and murder
The
89
what?
fans of the U.S. rock group Eagles of Death Metal during a wave of terrorist attacks in Paris. But the breach has frightened artists, managers, and concert promoters into at least some kind of action. They are not so sure what it might be, though.
Oh, it's because of that metal show.
They're not actually metal, though.
They're not actually metal?
No, it's just a name. So they say it's a scary time that we live in. Security often does a pretty good job of making sure people aren't bringing anything that could harm anyone else. However, there is not a wide use of metal detectors at most concerts, and I feel like these might be an eye-opening situation. We can't live in fear and not run marathons or go see concerts or sporting matches or go to movies, as source adds. But a lot of the venues we go to could use a good, hard look at what they have in place and what more they could do to make sure their patrons are safe. Page 2.
Page 2.
In the aftermath of the Paris attacks, several music artists immediately canceled appearances in the area. U2 and Motorhead postponed scheduled shows over that weekend, and Marilyn Manson canceled his show. In the U.S., police added extra officers for shows starring Justin Bieber and Snoop Dogg in Los Angeles. And after consulting with the FBI and Homeland Security, the National Football League briefed up security for Sunday's games. Now, I think they could have lightened security for the Justin Bieber concert, honestly.
I was gonna say.
That was not necessary. And then if things went wrong, who the fuck cares? It's a decision that the venues have to have and promoters have to have internally. Maybe they'll be putting in more metal detectors, said Jim Romeo, an agent for the Ground Control Touring. But so far, I haven't heard a thing happen. A source in the concert business, though, says those discuss have already begun. This will heighten some awareness, the source says. There's always going to be room for improvement, but at the same time, we can't make it so cumbersome and burdensome that a 22-year-old doesn't want to bother. So what do you guys think so far? Do you guys want to see more security at concerts so far?
It sounds a little crazy to me because I know
No security at concerts.
Oh, shit.
Self-maintained.
I disagree, but go ahead.
Yeah.
You want to go first? You want a rebuttal from Clinda?
No, go
Clinda, why do you want more security at
Oh, I
concerts?
don't know about more because I feel like they're already pretty secure. Like, when I go to, they won't let you bring in bags. They'll go through them if you do. I've seen people patted down. Like, I guess the only thing on top of that would be things like metal detectors. And I don't know how that would have impact, I guess, ticket prices or the venues themselves.
Yeah. Well, when I do my interviews, I bring my whole wiring and shit like that. And the only time I got stopped was when we went to do the suicide machine thing, when they asked me all these questions. But everything since then, when I go, they'll look at my bag and they'll look real quick and let me go in. And I think, dude, I could totally blow this fucking place up.
Okay,
And
I
it's
was obviously wrong then. They
yeah.
need more security. That's
But
crazy.
I'm not gonna do anything. But it's just I think about that shit. Like, someone could bring weapons in here, and what would they do? And now it's like, when this whole thing happened to a band I never heard of at a venue that seemed so small to me, it was just like, wow, I'm actually kind of terrified now when I go to concerts. But my man Stu over here doesn't give a shit. So what do you have to say, Stu?
Yeah, I really don't give a shit. I'd rather have less security. No security.
Is that could you want to?
Maybe
want
a
to mosh
bouncer,
on
maybe
at
a
your own
bouncer
risk?
at a door, and that's it. That's about it.
What is a bounce going to do with
I think people can solve their own problems. I think
Really?
So if an armed
I
shooter
believe
comes
in the
in,
good.
people are gonna
I
solve it.
believe in the good in people
Well, what happened with
to
this thing that last week?
solve their own problems.
Obviously,
It shows.
these 89 people
Blur.
did not, though.
Peace, love, unity, respect.
Maybe it depends what shows you're going to, I guess, right? You're saying the shows you go to, you'll never see a thing that happened in Paris happen to you. Or where
No,
you go.
not in Paris. No, not what happened in Paris. No, I would never see that.
But it's not like it's fans of the music that are the ones that did it. It was people that just wanted to come up and be terrible.
Yeah,
people.
yeah, exactly.
Yeah.
Yeah.
So that's what we're saying, Stu.
That's
It could
why there
happen.
should be more security.
Yeah, that's why you never know. You could go to an EDM show and fucking shit can go down. You're cool with
Yeah,
that?
well, guess what? You need police and SWAT team at that. Security's not going to be able to do anything. A pistol isn't going to do anything to stop terrorists with AK-47s.
You're right.
You need SWAT team and police.
But what do you feel about metal detectors,
But
though?
you know what? You call them when needed.
What do you feel about It's too
By the
late
time
at that
you get there,
point.
it's too late.
Yeah. What about the metal detectors thing, though?
There's nothing you could do about that.
You think metal detectors should be added?
No, I don't think metal detectors should be added.
Okay. Well,
I think it's bullshit.
I feel like people probably said the same thing prior to 9/11, and now we're at where we are.
All right, yeah, well, all right, go for full security.
I'm
I
just saying.
say lack of security.
I'm just saying. Do you think
Go
it'll happen that way? Do you think it'll eventually be that way, where we have to go through metal detectors and fucking scannings to go to concerts in a couple years?
Well, I mean, this is going over to movie theaters, but after the movie theater shootings, a lot of theaters for the Star Wars coming out, they're not even letting you wear masks or bring like lightsabers because they look like a weapon.
What? I can't dress like fucking a stormtrooper and be comfortable.
Yeah, no, it depends on the theater, but some of them aren't allowed.
What if
like,
it's a
anything.
real lightsaber?
Oh, you got one? All right. Well, Live Nation and EGA Live.
It could be a real lightsaber, not a fake one. And they could be cutting off limbs left and right.
Live Nation and AEG Live have issued a statement. And Live Nation says, the safety and security of our shows, fans, and venues continue to be our highest priority. Due to the recent events in Paris and an abundance of caution, we have implemented heightened security procedures globally. However, because of the sensitive nature of these protocols, we cannot elaborate further on these specific details. And then AEG says, the safety of our fans attending our venues and events is and will always be our highest priorities. Like, did you guys both get together and say the same fucking thing?
Yeah, it's very political.
Yeah, it's very
Came
same statement.
I think Live Nation contracted some spies, though. That's what it sounds like to me.
And they say, like, while our security practices have earned a reputation in the industry's leader in this area, we are continuing evaluating and updating our policies and procedures as we remain vigilant in the face of ever-changing circumstances, blah, blah, blah.
Blah, blah,
blah. I want to actually get to a part in the article where they...
It's funny because that all sounded like blah, blah, blah to me.
Yeah.
But let's get to the meat.
All right.
Where's the meat?
Apparently, it's in the last paragraph.
Yeah.
Of the
So,
article.
a guy from the Crowd Management Strategies, whose name is Paul Werthemeyer, has been complaining about the lack of concert safety procedures for decades. And he raises some pointing questions about the Bataclan, is that how you say it? It's Bataclan? The venue in Paris?
I have no idea. This is the first time I heard the name of the venue.
You almost scared me. I thought that's the first time I heard about the Paris attacks.
Oh, no. No. I don't live in a hole.
Okay. So he says, where were the police? This was a major pop rock venue in Paris. This is not some back alley concert venue. We knew these were targets. Paris was already struck and threatened by extremists. Was there any preparation for this scenario or a risk management plan? What if somebody entered with a gun? Question mark. So the thing I want to ask, I guess we're done with that. The thing I want to ask is, like, will actually having more security, like, ruin your experience? I think Stu's saying yes. But what do you think, Clinton? Like, going to a concert, being patted down like crazy, and, like, every time you move left or right, there's, like, a fucking guy with, like, a
Please take off your
submachine gun.
shoes. I want to see if you got any shoe bombs.
Yeah, the
Oh my
whole
God, we
thing.
could all go to concert without shoes on. I love it. I think it would be
Oh, you'd love a
frustrating at
naked
start.
concert. Was that
No.
Miley Cyrus?
Yeah,
You should have
yeah.
went to the
No.
It's not
naked
happening.
Miley
It hasn't
Cyrus
happened
concert.
yet, but chill out. Go ahead.
I don't need the other audience members naked. No.
Go ahead.
But I think we would just kind of get used to it, like we have with airports. Like it would suck, but if it kept people safer, I think it would be worth it, and I think we get used to it.
Yeah, they'd be like, concert pass, please. You have to have like a fucking like passport and whatever the fuck they
Yeah.
call it. You have to show your ID like 5 times before you get to
there
the
2
fucking
hours
floor.
ahead of time.
Wow, man, that might suck. I don't know. It's just terrorism blows.
Yeah. But again, I don't think that the venues could shell out for the extra security.
That's what I threw it out. But that's one of the things they said, that it might cost more if they have the security. It might not
Oh yeah.
be worth it. You know, ticket prices will go up. No one will be showing up to shows anymore.
Well, Stu won't.
Yeah, Stu can't afford that.
Nope.
Nope. All right. So if you guys have any opinion about the article, you want to weigh in on that, you can email us at njhabbitradio@gmail.com. Make sure you sigh as you type, just like Stu did, because you're very angry about this topic. And or you can comment on this actual thing right now on our YouTube thing.
Is that all the news we have?
It's all news. We're at 45 minutes in. We want to get to the
All right, yeah.
point of the show.
Yeah, definitely.
The point of the show here is Thanksgiving memories. Whoa, you ordered more food? Jesus, man. This guy is like a fucking
Oh,
dumpster.
look, I left some cheesesteak.
So we're gonna actually do our Thanksgiving album reviews in a second, but let me ask you guys, what do you guys think of Thanksgiving? Like, do you like the holiday for the most part?
I like Thanksgiving because I don't have a big family, and I like to eat. But
Oh,
it also
sure.
makes me sad because it was Chris's favorite holiday. So we went nuts. We would just there were 4 of us at Thanksgiving, and we made so much food, but it didn't even matter because then there's leftovers.
Was it your favorite holiday now or then or ever?
Halloween's always been my favorite,
Yeah.
but this was the only holiday that he really cared about.
My wife is the same way. She loves Thanksgiving. I'm just like, I like to eat because that's what naturally we have to do. But it's not my favorite, you know. You like Thanksgivings too? What is your plans this year?
Not my favorite. Halloween.
Thanksgiving, what are you doing this year, Thanksgiving?
Thanksgiving.
Yeah. What is your normal thing?
Normal thing is family.
At your house, Thanksgiving,
Yeah,
turkey,
Yes, yeah.
arguments, you know. What are you doing with your
There
life?
was already a big argument over whether or not we were going to go to Thanksgiving at another relative's or our house, and we've been doing our house for so many years, and now the family split, and they were mad about that.
Make the
They were
motherfuckers
like-
come here.
Oh,
They were like,
Fuck.
"Oh, you're not gonna come. You're not gonna come to our Thanksgiving."
that's like the thing, though. Families fight on Thanksgiving.
Yeah, and
Not mine though, because it's only the 4 of us.
Hmm.
So
the
it's
thing
the
I
same as a
don't,
normal dinner.
I'm not excited about
But
Thanksgiving.
we've been doing the same Thanksgiving thing. We're like, "No, come here,"
Uh-huh.
and they're like, "No."
Maybe they're trying to give your family a break.
Yeah, do something different because what me and my wife do,
Nope, they didn't want to do something different.
My wife has
Thanksgiving,
the odd day
my
years.
house.
I have the evening
That's how
evening
it
years.
is.
So odd years we go to her mother's. Even years we go to either my uncle or my aunt's. And
Oh, so you guys walk there. You can come to my Thanksgiving when you're done.
that's what I'm saying. Yeah.
Yeah, I like that.
So I'm saying that to myself, like the thing I don't like about Thanksgiving is about family, but I'm gonna fucking see you motherfuckers in like 3 weeks. Why is
Not
it a
everybody
fucking
does
big deal?
that. A lot of people see extended family that they don't get to see all year.
Extend it on Thanksgiving as opposed to Christmas.
I think so.
Hmm.
I, don't
I
know.
guess.
This is what I learned from TV. So that's what TV and movies told me.
Speaking of TV and movies, what are your favorite Thanksgiving like movies? I only got 2.
Thanksgiving movies.
Yeah, you don't do that shit?
I don't know. I don't know any Thanksgiving movies.
So every year, my tradition, because I mean, I like turkey, I like stuffing, it's cool, and it's like, all right, I have a game plan for Thanksgiving, which I'll get to in a second. But one of the things I do before I go to wherever I'm going is I watch Planes, Trains, and Automobiles.
Oh.
Watch that movie if you haven't seen it. It's the best fucking Steve Martin movie ever. John Candy in his prime. And also I watched Dutch, which is
what does that have to do with Thanksgiving?
I'm about to slap the shit out of you. The whole movie's
Have you
about
seen the
Thanksgiving.
movie?
All right.
Joe,
You
I
haven't
was
seen
gonna
fucking
say-
the movie?
No.
Holy, fucking come over on Thanksgiving, please. What are you doing
All right.
Thanksgiving?
He just went through this.
Yeah, I mean, I'm sorry.
I'm gonna be at my house.
What time is your dinner at Thanksgiving?
5.
All right, so come over to my house before then. I'll play the movie at 11 a.m. You have to watch fucking Planes, Trains, and Automobiles.
All right.
Wait, Gerald, you're gonna be
fucking-
so proud of me. I've seen it.
I am proud.
I haven't seen any movie, but
Clinda-
I've seen that movie.
High five. Yes. Oh, by the way, a little plug. These fries at the Seagulls are delicious. And another movie I watched is Dutch, which you haven't seen, obviously.
Yeah, that one I haven't heard of.
It's Ed O'Neill, who's Al Bundy. He's got to like take this like kid home to see his mother on Thanksgiving, and his mom is divorced, and his dad is Shooter McGavin from Happy Gilmore. So he's a real dick. You know how he likes to play dicks all the time. And it's not that great of a movie as a John Hughes movie, but it's fucking funny if you pick yourself back in the mindset of 1991, which gets into the album I picked for our Thanksgiving albums for tonight. So I watch those movies. I try to fast so I can fit
Yeah, so
more
you're
food
hungry
into
enough.
me. But I did that one year. I didn't eat anything, and I ate one plate and a lot of stuff.
Oh,
So the plan is you have to stretch your stomach some way.
yeah, drink water.
Well, you got to eat like a breakfast.
Okay.
I just didn't eat anything. Went to Thanksgiving at my aunt's house a few years ago. Ate everything. I got stuff. Now, real quick, what was your favorite Thanksgiving in your life? In all your years, what was your favorite Thanksgiving?
It's probably the one that we hosted out in Pennsylvania.
Okay. Details, girlfriend. Details.
I mean, it was me, Chris, and my parents, but it was the first time that we did all the cooking. I made the turkey.
Give me another beer, please.
The night before Thanksgiving, we decided we
That
maybe
sucks.
didn't have enough stuffing.
Can you
so
please
we
get
went
it
to
for
the
me?
store and we got like 5 different kinds. It was ridiculous. Like the amount of food we had for 4 people was insane.
Mhm.
But that's the only. It's not a fun story. I'm sorry.
All right, Stuke is gonna get me another beer, and I'm gonna tell my best Thanksgiving ever
I
story.
thought you were gonna shoot to me for something to say.
You get to tell me your best Thanksgiving story in a second, but I want a beer right now.
I don't really have one, but I'll go grab a beer.
Thank you. You can hear the story in post if you can't hear it from what I'm saying. My favorite Thanksgiving ever in history is when I was in college. I was going to college in Morehouse College, which is a black university in Atlanta, Georgia. So I'm there. I decided not to go home that year. I went home last year, but I'm like, I'll stay here this year because you gotta go home anyway. 3 weeks later, and I don't want to
Yep.
fucking see you guys more than once in a month. Fuck, damn. So I'm like, I'll stay here. So like, oh, we're gonna have like Thanksgiving from. They're like, we'll have Thanksgiving in the mess hall from like 8 to 11 a.m. That's it.
really early.
Yeah. So I was like, fuck, man. It's early, but I guess I gotta go. So I go there, and then they're like, oh, they have the thing like you have to be dressed up because we're gonna have like the president of the college there and like their associates, everything like that.
So it's 8:00 in the morning, and you have to be dressed up for it.
Yeah, not suit, but like dress tie, and shirt. They specify that dress pants, whatever. So I'm like, fuck that. So I go there 8:00, and then they're like, you can't come in. You're not dressed up. I'm in pajamas and
No
shit.
food for you.
All right, fine. I'm like, you sure? Like, yeah, you can't come in. So I go back home. I go back to my dorm, change, get all dressed up, go back there, and you're eating. You go in, they let you in. I'm eating like Thanksgiving. I'm like, I'm not even fucking hungry, dude. It's like 9 a.m. I don't want Thanksgiving now. It's like early. But it's going to be gone. You don't have it at that. So I'm eating it. I'm like, whatever. One plate. I'm done. Get into the part where it's interesting or cool. I go back home. Why am I saying home? Dorm. And my roommate's there, and he's like, what time they stop that thing? I'm like, 11. Like, all right, I'm going. I'm like, you have to dress up for that. They're not going to let you in. Like, I'm going in. I'm who I am. I'm doing it. Like, you're fucking coming right back here in a fucking second like I did. Like, no, I'm going. They're not going to fucking kick me out. I'm who I am. He leaves. He comes back. and he's like, you have any clothes? He never dressed like that. He never did any of that stuff. So I'm like, I had to dress him up, and the fact that he never wore that stuff, it was so weird to see him. I'm fucking tying this tie for him, suit and everything, or not dress shirt, and button him up, and he just he looked fucking weird and shit. And then he went and ate. But the good thing about this thing is I had some weed. Had some weed. So we're fucking like, where the college, all the teachers and RAs or whatever go home.
Mm-hmm.
So we're opening the window. We're on the third floor, opening the window and just like smoking weed, blowing it out, and fucking looking at the fucking like the gym where they have like aquatics and shit like that. It's getting high and shit. I never smoked weed on Thanksgiving, and it was just like this is awesome. Watching Jerry Springer high as shit. And we went to see some movie, but it was like the best like Thanksgiving. Let's say the most unique Thanksgiving I ever had in my life. That's why whenever I think of Thanksgivings that were cool, I always think about that.
Yeah.
Because it was like I never smoked pot on Thanksgiving before.
Yeah.
And it was pretty awesome. I had to eat, I didn't get to have Thanksgiving at like 3 in the afternoon, but it was still cool. Stu, what was your favorite Thanksgiving? The time I had fries.
They're all
at-
just kind of blur.
Right. You were drunk at all of them, right?
They're all kind of the same.
You smoke weed at those
I do
yours
the
too?
same thing every year.
You know what you should do? You should
Where
get
it
high
wouldn't
for
even
one.
matter. It wouldn't even matter if I got high.
Why?
It wouldn't even matter. But the same shit.
Yeah, it's just sitting around a table eating the same food.
Yeah, but
with
the
same
food
people.
tastes way better when you're stoned, right? Is that the way food works?
Yeah,
That's what
yeah.
people
It's the
say.
same people saying. Yeah, but I wouldn't give it. And I would never want to give it up. It's the
Give
same.
what up?
It's the same people, same conversations, same exact food, and everything every year. But I wouldn't give it up for anything.
That's what makes it sound like Thanksgiving is not that amazing. I don't know why my wife loves it so much. But outside the food, who cares? We're talking
The
about
food-
bullshit and
Stop-
arguing.
Don't say outside the food. Okay, the food is a
The
thing.
food is all it
It's
is,
a big
right?
thing.
Yeah. You can eat the same fucking thing on Christmas stuff. What's the
You
point?
could.
I know the point of
Could.
Thanksgiving. I'm not going to disparage a holiday, but why is it such a big deal if you can eat the same thing on another day?
I also kind of like it because it's a really American holiday. It's not religious at all. It's just. I'm not saying what we did was awesome, but it's why we're here.
I'm glad
So-
I'm glad you owned up to what happened.
Yeah.
I'll take full responsibility in what occurred.
I was totally there. I was giving the orders. Sorry,
Yeah.
dude.
Yeah, so whatever. Thanksgiving is a not big deal. That was my favorite one. You guys don't have a favorite one, so let's get to the album reviews right now. So this one, like we said, is albums that we are thankful for because it's Thanksgiving and coming up this Thursday. So I really sat down and thought about an album that really spoke to me and really meant a lot to me, and I feel like I'm so happy it exists. So the album I picked is the Red Hot Chili Peppers' Blood Sugar Sex Magic, which is their 5th album and the first album they released on Warner Brothers back in 1991, which is my favorite year of music. If I had a time machine, I'd go back to 1991 and relive that whole year because I love that year. I was a little 13-year-old boy, and this album is not as heavy and guitar-driven as the previous album, Mother's Milk. And even though that's my favorite album by the Chili Peppers, I chose this one because I felt it was more universally accessible. Stop breathing so hard, damn it. I can hear you over the mic.
He's like making out with his microphone.
Yeah, he's about to love his mic. All right, so this album was produced by Rick Rubin, who and recorded in the mansion where Harry Houdini once lived. This album takes the sexual and poetic lyrics of Anthony Kiedis, the abstract yet technical guitar work of John Frusciante, the signature bass lines of Flea, and the tight drumming of Chad Smith, and implores all that factors into one album with 17 tracks. Also, I feel this was their final truly funk record before Frusciante left the band, leading to the revolving door guitarists, including Dave Navarro. Ultimately, Frusciante returned back in 1999 for the Californication album, but at that point, the music became more mellow and bittersweet than before. So on Blood Sugar Sex Magic, every song is a highlight, but here are some of the tracks that are worth mentioning. Actually, hear the page turning. I'm going first, too. I'm going
Yeah,
first.
yeah, I see that. And you got notes.
All right,
I
so-
don't have any notes.
Second song on the album, if you have to ask, is one of many songs that showcase Anthony Kiedis' hip hop lyrical flow.
Are you gonna go every album, every
no,
track?
No,
Every
I'm not.
track you got something to say about?
Just to highlight songs.
All right.
And plus, the falsetto chorus is catchy as hell on that song. Yeah, have you guys heard this album before?
Yes, we've heard. Well, I have heard this. I can't say Kalinda has heard
Okay,
it.
so you can chime in if you agree with any of these songs. So the song "Breaking the Girl," it's got that like odd time signature that John Frusciante uses on a 12-string, mixed with a Mellotron keyboard and the background flute, creates such a beautiful ballad. Love it. And then the song "Suck My Kiss" is an awesome funk rap rock tune that's nothing short of hedonistic and raunchy at the same time. Flea's bass lines really dominate on the song "Mellow Ship Slinky" in B major, and the song "Righteous is the Wicked," while the guitar switches between strumming groove and a abrasive distortion power chord. Still an excellent blend. Now, I have a story about the song "Give It Away." So, I was in middle school, and when I first heard that song or saw the video, I used to watch MTV like religiously. Video comes on, they're in black and white and sequence like, you ever seen the video, Kalinda? The "Give It Away" video from Chili Peppers?
I think so.
All right, so it's like black and white video. They're in the desert, sequence pants, like glitter, everything like that. And I I was like, this is amazing. I fucking love this song. So I kept trying to I used to record videos off my VHS.
Yeah.
And you wouldn't, back when MTV used to play videos, they wouldn't say we're playing this video now. They used to play new and old stuff. So when they play an older song or something, they just play a random song that would come on. So I had to fucking have the VCR set in my parents' room because that's where it was, and I'd be watching MTV in my living room. And when it would start, I had to get up, run into the living room, and push record. And so usually I wouldn't get the beginning, but it was it's enough. It's worth it because we had no idea there'd be YouTube in the future. We didn't
Kids
know.
today are spoiled.
We didn't
So
know.
spoiled.
So it was you want to see a video, you had to wait till MTV played it, or VH1 if you like adult music. That's what VH1 used to be back in the day. Let me take a sip of my beer before I go on.
No, you cannot.
It's done already. So what more can I say about the song "Under the Bridge"? What more can I say? It's such a beautiful track with its unique guitar intro and Anthony Kiedis' abandonment of his rap vocals for a more soulful singing. This song that reflects on his drug use is not only one of the Chili Peppers' biggest hits, but it's still a staple in their set list to the day, causing the audience to sing along every lyric when they play it live. So after "Under the Bridge," there are no more hits, quote unquote, songs for the rest of the album, but other bands would just start coasting to the end of the album with fillers, but not these guys. The next 6 tracks are absolutely phenomenal. So the groovy funk on the song "Apache Rose Peacock," the fast-paced rock tune from the song "The Greeting Song," and of course the 8-minute epic story in "Sir Psycho Sexy" before the almost perfect lengthy instrumental that closes out the track. Fucking breathtaking. The album concludes with a short cover of the Robert Johnson song "They're Red Hot." It's kind of like a bluesy grass country twangy number that's both odd and fun at the same time. So here's why I'm thankful for this album. This is my first exposure to alternative rock music at all, because I listened to this album. It led me to listen to punk rock, hardcore, ska, etc. It's basically my gateway drug. And then plus it's got the lead singer, lead guitarist John Frusciante, which is one of my favorite guitarists. And having an album with more than 10 to 12 tracks with not one single throwaway song is a miracle in itself. I would bring this on a desert island, and even if I was there twice as long as Tom Hanks, I'd still be listening to this every day. That's why this might be, I have to say, this is my one and only masterpiece record. I might never say that again. I get to finally play the masterpiece music. Epic song, epic album. Go buy Blood Sugar Sex Magic by Red Hot Chili Peppers. It is phenomenal. You'll love it. Old people, young people, in between. Great record.
I want to please everyone.
All right, Stu. What is
It's supposed
your?
to be your favorite,
What is your?
not your please everyone favorite.
I think he was saying that it's his favorite, and it's so good that it should be everybody's favorite.
It should be. It's on my island right there. If I fucking crash in a plane, if I could listen to the album over and over again, I wouldn't mind. Of course, I realize I don't have a CD player, and it sucks. But if I had a CD player with endless batteries, I could not get tired of this album. Stu, your turn. What is your thankful album of your
My
existence?
thankful album is probably one of the most impacting albums of my life.
Go ahead.
Mainly because it was in the younger years. Things kind of hit you a little harder when you're a teenager.
Right. So like mine, basically I feel like when you're an adolescent, that's when music is at its peak, no matter what generation you are. Like my daughter is 14. I feel like everything she listens to now is gonna be what she looks back on and like, oh, that was so amazing. Oh my God, Adele's like song is great, and fucking Fetty Wap was amazing. I'll kill her if she said that, but
Yeah. So this is why she should listen to more of your music.
yes, that's where you gotta brainwash your children out there.
But I would have to say Operation Ivy. Self-titled.
Energy.
No, it's not even energy.
not energy.
No, energy was part of it.
Okay.
The Operation Ivy self-titled had energy and hyperactive and other 7 inches.
You're right.
included.
It had not hyperactive. What was that shit called? I don't know. But you go ahead. Go on.
It had other 7 inches as well. As,
You're right. Yeah. Back in I thought it was called Hectic though.
Hectic. Yeah.
Hectic. Yes. It had Hectic and another 7-inch.
Hectic, energy, and then Operation Ivy.
All right. Go ahead.
So those were the three
Now that's the album that has
three albums that made one.
Right. Now why is that so? Why are you so thankful for that one?
I don't know. I'm just so thankful for it. Mainly because my band in high school, we covered songs of theirs, and that's what made people dance.
Uh-huh.
And it just made the show so much better because like they would hear something that they could relate with, that they were listening to at the time. And even though this was released in 81, it was still like a big thing in my high school.
89. Go ahead.
So, yeah, but this obviously wasn't in 89. It was like in 93.
Yeah. So how did you actually hear this album though? It's being that Operation Ivy
Because
is a ska punk band that's not too. They weren't on MTV or anything like that. They're
New
like
Hope,
underground. Yeah.
If you were to go to New Hope, then they had the Now and Then shop,
Right.
which was a record store. They also had Zipperhead and another record store. But at the time, it was Now and Then, and
Now and then.
you could go in there and get punk CDs and buy tickets for punk shows and shit like that. And it was a very, select record store.
All
So I found out about it through them.
So you were just in there one day and they were playing it, and you're like, "Oh, this is
No,
great."
they
What is
weren't
this?
playing it.
Wait, you just randomly bought an album?
Yeah.
Really?
It was a punk record store. I was suggested it.
Okay, I get you. Go ahead. That's different then. I've only bought an album based on the album cover like 3 times in my life, and it worked out once.
No, yeah, but I guarantee you, at the Now and Then in New Hope, if you were to buy any album, it would be a fucking hit punk band.
Yeah. So you
I
bought this
guarantee
album.
you everything. You couldn't go wrong with anything you bought in that place.
So you bought the album, you brought it home, you listened to it. What made you decide to like convince your your bandmates to cover it though? What was it like?
Well, I've introduced them to it, and
And
they
they-
loved it,
Okay.
and they wanted to cover songs, and we covered songs, Op Ivy songs, and what do we got now? Green Day is even covering.
Yeah, they did too. That's true. Because they're both on Lookout Records. They covered that Knowledge
Yeah.
song.
Yeah,
Yeah.
but it was just one of my favorite bands growing up. Influenced me and changed. Sorry, I'm on my phone at the same time.
It's okay. Just let us know what
Changed what I thought about punk music.
What are some of the songs you really enjoy from that album? Like, what are some songs that
I
are
mean,
like
well, okay, I
you
can tell
covered?
You
What'd you cover basically?
we covered Knowledge, which is the first song,
Yeah.
and
I know things getting tougher when you can't get top of the bottom of the barrel.
Yeah, okay. And I love Sound System. That's a good track. What else did we cover? Oh, Smiling When Your Friends Watching. Smiling When Your Friends Watching.
Yo.
I
I got a story about that album, but I'll let you keep going.
I'm trying to see what else. What else? Negative 5 covered.
That was his band in high school.
And The Crowd. We covered The Crowd.
More, just another
The
crowd.
More.
That's a good song too.
Yep.
So, what would you rate the album as if you had to on a rating scale?
On a rating scale, it's a perfect album. I would say it's a 10 to 10 masterpiece.
Yes. 2 masterpieces right there. That's the kind of point of this. That's what you're thinking for. So, Desert Island, this your Desert Island song. Album, sorry.
Yes.
I don't mind. I don't blame you. It's an amazing
I
record.
can listen to it over and over again.
Yeah.
28 tracks. They're all short.
Now, the thing I feel about this album is this is the precursor of Rancid because it's got Tim Armstrong.
Yeah,
on
but it's
guitar.
so much better, and nobody's been able to reproduce it.
I remember
I'm
hearing
sorry,
this song.
and a
in
lot of people try.
I remember hearing this album in high school, and the guy was like, "Oh, you like Rancid? You listen to Operation Ivy?" I'm like, "All right," and then he puts it on. I'm like, "This first song is cool," but then it goes to ska shit, the ska song, and I hated ska music in high school. Hated it, and it's like, this sucks. And he's like, "This ska music," and I'm like, "The fuck, man? Why is all this band playing ska?" But now I fucking love it. Like it had to grow on me. I hated ska in '95 because I saw this band, his band play. Stu's band was
Negative 5.
no, the other band.
False Lines.
Offline. So they opened for a ska band which was called the Ska Skink Redemption, and I hated ska at the time. So that was my anti-ska days. So that's when I heard the album he's talking about. But a couple years later, I heard more albums than they were like someone was like, "Wait a minute, you listen to My Boston's, right?" I'm like, "Yeah." Like, you know they're a ska band, right? I'm like, I didn't know that. I thought there was a hardcore band that playing with horns. Like, no, that's ska. I'm like, oh. So that's why I started listening to ska music at that point. Changed my mind. So I was like, all right, this Operation Ivy album that Stu speaks of is worthy. Good job, Stu. You picked a good album. Kalinda, what is an album you like?
I didn't come up with one.
Okay. We're not pressing you.
Okay.
Do you have a favorite genre?
Ska.
Okay, she has a favorite genre.
Yeah. That's as far as I'm willing to go.
Ska's good.
It is every time I play it, it makes me happy.
So I see your glasses got checkers on it now. So you
Yeah.
do like ska.
I do.
So what is your favorite ska album though? Less Than Jake's Hello Rockview?
I'm a big fan of Less Than Jake. I think I like Real Big Fish better.
Which
I think I've just had them longer.
So Turn the Radio Off, Real Big Fish?
Yeah. I mean, I have some of the earlier stuff too, but I think Turn the Radio Off was one of the first ones I had. I think that's before I even knew what ska was, and I just knew I liked that.
So I like Beer from that album.
Yeah.
What's your favorite song from that album? Like Scotanic or maybe All She Wants Is More? It's a good song too.
I guess it depended on when. Like at the time I got it, I liked the vegetarian one.
Oh. Yeah. All the vegans in the house. The vegans. That song's called Satan, right? Yeah, Satan's good. What about She Has a Girlfriend Now?
I also like that one.
Do you relate to that song at all?
Only a little bit.
Okay. So What would you rate that album if you had to rate it? Would you say it's a masterpiece?
I don't know about masterpiece.
Would you say it's something
I
everyone
think
should buy?
It's pretty good. I think everybody should buy it.
All
It's
right.
buy
Go
it.
with that.
All right. She says buy it. See, we did it. We made you pick an album.
Forced me. Thanks,
Yes.
buddy.
That is her pick as a thankful record. So, I want to do some emails, but the problem is we don't have Mark here, and I feel it wouldn't be right to ask questions without Mark here.
No, what does it matter?
Answer questions without Mark.
We can answer questions without Mark.
You know what? You're right. We'll do it next week.
What?
So
I was-
everyone that emailed us with your questions, we're gonna have a full house next week, and then we'll be able to have a fair, honest opinion, four opinions or whatever your questions are. So listen next week. We'll answer your emails. But for now, let's wrap up the show tonight.
All right.
You cool with ending the show, Kalinda?
Yeah, this was
I
fun.
really appreciate you coming out tonight.
No
It
problem.
was really great.
Thanks for having me.
If you want to come back and do another show or whatever like that, we don't mind.
Okay.
So, if you want to get in touch with us, go to nghybradio.com.net, sorry. And go into our contact section. Email us anything you want to say. Email, if you want to do that, go to our email, which is at njhybradio@gmail.com. Check out our Facebook page, facebook.com/njhybradio, right?
Yes, which is an updated as much as the regular webpage, njhybradio.net.
And if you notice on our
Just
website,
go there to the website.
notice on our website, all our stuff's on YouTube. So you can go to our YouTube channel, youtube.com/hybrid
Hybrid Radio.
Subscribe to that, because we love subscribers. Let us know what you think in our comment section. But till next time, this is Jarrell and Stu and
You.
our lovely guest host, Kalinda. Looking beautiful, I might add.
Stop sucking up.
I'll try not to. Saying have a good week, and we'll see you next time. Bye-bye.